Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. Just leaving Page, Arizona this morning. Had a nice stay here at this RV park. Little chilly this morning. It's in the 30s. Brr. At least no wind yet. Thank goodness. Yesterday I drove in some really high-end winds coming across, especially when I was out there at the lake. Look at that early morning sun hitting those red cliffs across there. We're going to be driving right out through. Should be a fun day. We're going to go down to Lees Ferry, right along Colorado River, on my way back down to Flagstaff. So I thought that'd be just a fun little side trip this morning. I gotta grab a little bit of fuel before we hit the road. There's very few gas stations along the way, so let me get fueled up and we'll get with it. Here we go. Yeah, that was a fun day yesterday, cutting across. We jumped in and out of Utah and Arizona a couple times. Left Utah straight into Arizona and then back. There is a lot to do around here. They have guided tours. They'll take you out in the desert, through the canyons. You can go down on Lake Powell, take a boat ride. I did that a year ago, the boat ride thing. That was well worth it. Not this trip. We'll just sneak our way back down towards Flagstaff and then on into northern Arizona. It's still early. I mean, we're right in the first part of April, into March, first part of April, so the weather is still so-so. Like back in Hurricane, I fought rain and snow between doing the videos back there. Right up here, we'll pick up Highway 89, start trucking south. There's really wide open areas out here. Grand Canyon is off that direction too. Page is kind of up here by itself. Pretty good sized town. Of course, the big dam, Glen Canyon Dam and all that. Alright, should be our intersection coming up pretty quick. Very pretty ride coming up. We're gonna cut right through some mountains, drop straight down along a hillside. There's an overlook I always stop at. We'll stop, sneak a couple pictures. All the rock formations here along through here. Just gorgeous. Here's start of it, right in through here. Cut straight through those rocks just to make this road. Pretty, isn't it? Kind of looks like you're driving across Mars. We're on another planet. Seems like it anyway, huh? Just like that, we're out of it. Oh, there's more coming up. About 5 miles up the road here. All right, we're getting closer. Brake check area coming up for trucks. Look at that, a few clouds off in the distance. Yeah, that should burn off. When I checked the weather early this morning, everything looked good. Except it's kind of chilly. Last chance. Check the brakes. It amazes me right through here. Look how narrow this is. And steep. Straight up those cliffs. The old road must have went up and around somehow. Right through that mountain. Isn't that cool? Okay, that pull-off should be up here pretty quick. Here it is. I see it. Vendors will set up here. They'll sell their jewelry and stuff. All right, make a quick stop. Check out the view. There you go. There's your Vermillion Cliffs out there. That crevice down there is a Colorado River. It's called Marble Canyon, which we're gonna stop at. Vermillion Cliffs and Lees Ferry. It's probably one of the most prettiest places on the planet you can access. Look at that truck coming down the hill there. And it looks like they're gonna set up a table to sell their jewelry. Big old rocks right up above us too. They get snow up here. We're way up in northern Arizona. You can get a little bit of a winter here. Right up the road here, we're gonna cut off on 89A. It'll take us over to Marble Canyon. It's also the road that would cut you all the way over to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, which one of these days I will make it there. Right now it's still not open. They don't even open it up till May. So one of these days, it's definitely on the list. I always want to see the north rim. I always go to the south rim. But north would be cool, wouldn't it? And here's our turnoff coming up. There's a truck runaway ramp. Pretty steep. Not a long pass to go over, but it's steep. And probably about, I don't know, 15 miles or so down the road here will be Marble Canyon, Lees Ferry, all that. Oh, there's some wild horses off to the left. Look at them guys go. Freeze a bird out here, huh? That's cool. There's a pretty good sized church right up here as well. Now you can start seeing those Vermillion Cliffs. Looks like artwork, doesn't it? Yeah, I love coming back in here. Had to, since we're making this long trip around going back home from Utah. Big old washes right there where waters run through there for gazillion years. Couple homes out through here. You also see people camping alongside the road down through here, so they must allow it. I haven't seen tents set up, cars with tents. They'll set it up right alongside the road, these little pull-outs. There's a little group of houses there. We're getting closer now. We'll stop at the bridge. They got storyboards there. It's always pretty. You can see right down to the river. Oh, wow. Big old motorhome set up. What a view they have this morning. It's early. I left pretty early, as always. He's pointing in the wrong direction. They need to turn that thing around. But you always see people camping here. Just overnight. I wouldn't stay any longer. Those little shacks there, that's where they sell their jewelry and blankets and all kinds of cool stuff. All right, we're getting closer. Bridge is coming up. Right in here, it's called Marble Canyon. And you're gonna see why. It's just gorgeous. I'll park on the other side. We can walk. That bridge off to the right is the old bridge, the old highway bridge. And way down below us is the Colorado River. All right, well, let me pull in here, get parked. We'll do a little exploring. What do you say? Heck yeah. There's a gift shop inside when they're open. You can get a brochure. It's not very big. Restrooms are here. But what you want to see are these bridges here. Connecting the Southwest. And that's what these bridges have done through all the years. Take you down to the North Rim. And there's your cliffs. Man, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Well, the old bridge is from the 20s, and they built the new one. That's a long ways down there. It's over 400 feet down. You know what else is here? They got the Ospreys. They nest here. People come out, take pictures of them, which we might too. I see a couple of them out there. Maybe I can zoom in with the phone later. That is one ugly bird, though. But they nest here. They like it. "467 feet above the water was the largest bridge when it was originally constructed, the highest." Cool. Well, let's go walk out on it. Seems narrow, doesn't it, for a 2-lane bridge? Here's going to be your first look at the mighty Colorado River. I guess 2 cars could pass. So they built this in the 20s, almost 100 years old. I see them. I have to get the phone, see if I can zoom in on one of them. Right down there. There's 2 or 3 of them. That guy there, he's just sunning himself. He's enjoying that sunshine. Got his wings out a little bit. They got to have nest in there somewhere. Look for other ones. What a span, isn't it? Go across that canyon here. There's the mighty Colorado River. Kind of looks green, doesn't it? Well, shadows down there. Too bad some rafters don't come through. I'm going to drive up to Lees Ferry, which is about 7-8 miles upriver from here. And they will float right down through here on their 4-week journey, going all the way through the Grand Canyon, all the way along that river, down towards Lake Mead. If I was younger, I'd do it. That guy's sitting there, he goes, there's some old man right there with a camera looking at me. So I'm going to stare back. What a beak on them things, huh? Pretty incredible. There's another one in the backside. I've seen 2 so far. There might be more. There's other bird watching people here. They got binoculars out with big cameras. There's one. Oh, kind of hiding in the shadows. Well, they really like it here for whatever reason. They must feel safe in that bridge. No one can get to them. Really peaceful. You hear the traffic noise going across the bridge, but kind of just ignore it. Well, head back towards the van. We'll head on into Lees Ferry, because I got some miles I want to do later this morning. We're still trucking south. Yeah, pretty morning. Sun feels good. Now it's starting to warm up a little bit. Probably get rid of this jacket here shortly. Cool stop. You ever get a chance? Stop and check out the birds on the bridge. There's like lodges and motels here. You can stay. You don't have to have an RV. You can definitely come here by car, which I highly recommend it. All right, back in there about 8 miles will be the boat launch, the ramp, where all the rafts go out. They bring in people by the bus loads to take the rafting trips. This is the main launch area. Isn't this cool? There is a fee to get in here. I have my senior pass, lifetime pass. So I don't need to register. But I'll stop. We'll check out the little kiosk here. I'll show you what it is. All visitors must stop and pay the fee. There's their prices. Bicycle $15, motorcycle $25, a car's $30, and you got a campground here, $26 a night. I'll drive through it this time. Last time I was here I didn't drive. Looks like they got a little credit card thing there. But once again, I can use my pass, lifetime pass. All I do is leave it lay on the dash if I park. That way the rangers can see it. Map of the area. There's the bridge. Hiking. All kinds of hiking here. Huge. Just gorgeous. And you can access the Colorado River right down there. Alright, I'm just going to let the camera run, enjoy the scenery as we truck back down towards the river. I think people park here for the hiking trail. We'll stop on our way out. Back off to the left, there's a beautiful view. We'll catch that on the way out of here. I believe they hike down through that wash right there. You can go all the way down to the river. It was on that map back there where you come in, where you pay. Look at the big boulders that have come off those cliffs up there through the eons of years. That's where they lay. Just rolled down the hill. That is huge. I'll stop up here and we'll get a little close up. I'll take a little walk. No one's behind me. I can go slow. It's kind of nice. Last time I was in here, it was busy. Oh, look at those. Like up on a little pedestal. The weight of the rock compacted the soil, so as the water washed around it, that's what created the pedestal. Isn't that something? Thousands of years you're looking at for that kind of erosion. That's incredible. My goodness. Wonder how many selfie pictures were taken here, huh? That'd be crazy. They look like mushrooms, don't they? Like big rock mushrooms growing out of the ground. But that is compacted soil. And as the water ran around it, it made the pedestal. That's incredible. You can even see the erosion around the back of this huge boulder. Wow. I mean, tens of thousands of years, probably millions, who knows? And how'd that big hole get in the front of it? That dark color is almost like an algae on there, or moss or something. Let's keep rolling. Go down to the boat ramp. Right up there on the left, on that hill, is the campgrounds. I'll drive through there on the way out of here. Let's go all the way to the end first. I don't know if you can see it. The river's off to the right. Ooh, there's a road down there. We'll hit that too on the way out. Heck yeah. There's the entrance for the campground. It would definitely get super hot here in the summer. Well, at least if you're in one of those big rafts, you can jump in the water, cool off. Big water tower. A lot of buildings down here. Big business. These rafts, I mean, that's huge. That's a lot of money they charge you going with them trips. But just the rock formations, it's like artwork, isn't it? Each one is different. That's the road we'll take going out of here. That's not the Colorado, that's a little river. We got to be getting close to the boat ramps. Got some trees going. They get watered. What's this? Oh, wow. Huge parking lot. Probably for the rafters. Big buildings, maintenance buildings or something there too. This has to be it here. Slowing down to 15. Truck and trailer to haul rafts there. Yeah, they got to haul food and everything. Yep, I remember this now. This is the boat launch. Yeah, big buses just bus you in out of Vegas or wherever. I think, Fredonia. When we drove through that Fredonia, I think that's where a couple of the big raft companies are based out of. Oh my goodness, what is that, a tug? I'll be darned. Look at that little guy. They must be going to use that on the river here. Miss Jeannie, look at that little thing. That's all engine. It's got the bumpers on it to push a barge. I bet they're doing something on the river, going to be building something. Got some old rock type buildings back here. Check those first. I bet they pulled gold, silver, everything out of here. This is definitely mining country. That is one old building. Log bench sitting out front. Right here along the mighty Colorado. Here's another one. Got the wagon wheel out front. Still standing, most of it anyway. And there's trails here. I kind of remember this from last time. You can hike way back up the river. Little wooden bridge here. If you're a kayaker, canoe, go upriver a ways. Here's a storyboard. Oh, look at that. No bicycles. Darn. I had got the e-bike with me. There's a picture of the original ferry, Lees Ferry. That's how you cross the Colorado River for all the bridges. What a life that would have been, huh? Oh my goodness. That's something. Part of history. 1800s. Even into the 1900s. I didn't even notice these. That was a fort. I'll be darned. Lees Ferry Fort. Wow. Right there. And they got a plaque here. "1871. It operated clear up to 1926. Went through a few owners. Even has some Mormon history. Here's another one. America Placer Corporation. It was a mining office. They didn't do very well. But they had an office. All right, here's where all the rafts go out. Big old paved area. Because some of these rafts are huge. Absolutely huge. They'll hold, what, 20 people plus all their gear. They carry food, all kinds of stuff. There's your mighty Colorado. Perfect weather right now. There's some boaters gonna go out. They're prepping their raft there. Not too many here right now, though. It's still early in the year yet. But from here, they go all the way through the Grand Canyon. That's a lot of miles. All the way down through there. Big old pavilion up here. Looks like they got some info boards. Day 0. 250 miles down through the canyon. Wow, no turning back. Be a long walk, wouldn't it? Well, you're going to spend that kind of money, you better just make a point of being in that raft for a while. Trip of a lifetime, though. My goodness. What's this one? Mile 0. Oh no, I kind of like the boats with the engine on them. But that's just me. That's for younger people, but it'd be fun. Like I said, trip of a lifetime. That little basket, that's for sampling. They use that to pull water samples. That thing right there. What a way to fish. Get up in that thing. Throw a line in. Well, driving out of here, I'll go down that little river road, see what we can find on our way out of here. Nice little picnic area, so you could sit here, watch all the rafters go out for their trip of a lifetime. How exciting. They're probably all excited here to get going. Pretty darn cool. Glad I drove down in here. Definitely worth a re-look at it. I talked to one of the rafting guys. They said they're going to use that little barge setup upstream doing work on a bridge or something. I asked him, I go, is the river deep enough? He says, I think so. Must be in certain areas anyway. Restrooms down here. You can use this for day use. Or do the rafting thing. Either one. Here comes a motorhome, another rental. See those all over anymore, all the rentals, even the vans. Most vans are rentals now. Good way to travel. But up at Marble Canyon, you could stay at a lodge, drive down here in a car. You do not have to have an RV. Let's cut through the parking lot here, see what it is. Looks like parking for your trailers, canoes, rafts. big old maintenance buildings there. Let's find that road that goes along the river. Maybe there's a place we can walk down towards the water. I'd say this is it here. We'll make a left. Wow, everywhere you look, it's just pretty. Way back before they built all the dams, this would have flooded through here. The river used to flood miles wide. I remember that down around Parker and Blythe and all those areas. You can see a lot of areas where the river would flood. But now it's all controlled. We are right below the campground. Let's park here, take a little walk before I drive out of here. This is called Paria Beach. Same map that was on that other board up where we came in. But we got some rapids here, so if you jump in your raft, float down but what, half mile? There's your first set of rapids you're gonna go through. Water's been up through here. All the rocks are kind of smoothed over, different colors. If there was a lot of rafters out, you could just come down here and wave at them. Say, see you in a month. Oh man, how neat. Absolutely gorgeous. The mighty Colorado River. I don't want to leave. Oh man. I'll definitely come back here someday. Try to time it out when there's rafters out. That would just be a hoot. Sit here and watch all them people go by. Because you know, down at Lees Ferry, way down in Meadview, that's where it ends. That's where all the rafters come out. All these rocks are kind of smooth. Water has gone over them sometime, different colors. Just a different world down here. Look at the design on that rock. Almost looks like a gemstone. If you're a rock hound, man, you could really dig around in here. Who knows what you'd find. Fun little stop. Looks like they're doing a little work down here. We'll cruise through the campground going out of here. It's right up top. You can see it. Camera is not picking it up, but I can see it. There it is, right there. We'll drive through it. I would imagine you would have to make a reservation to get in this thing. Okay, here's your check-in there. That's where you pay. I don't know. Look online. I'm guessing. Picnic tables have wind covers over them. Looks like groups can camp here. No hookups. This is total dry camping. So that wind must really scream through here. Look at all the canoes. How fun, huh? There's a big old fifth wheel. Personally, I would come down to this end. You'd have a better view of the river. You could really look out right over where the rafters go. Well, pretty neat. What'd that sign say? 26 bucks a night. Camp there. Plus, you'd have the entrance fee. If you didn't have a pass to get in, you'd still have to pay probably the money on top of it. Once again, I'm kind of guessing. If you're interested in coming out here, I would definitely go online and type in Lees Ferry recreation area and campground. All right, well, let's make our way out of here. What a view! Piece of cake! All the different layers of the rocks are like a piece of cake. I've never seen it described like that before. That is massive. That's quite a ways away, too. That's a long ways away. Zoom in a little bit with my phone. It does. The layers look like cake. I'll be darned. Wonder if anyone's gone up in there and tried to climb those cliffs. Bet they have. Cathedral Wash. Now, I've had friends that told me about this here. You can hike all the way down to the water. And as you're walking down the wash, it's like going through a little mini canyon. Looks like it starts down here. Cathedral Wash. Day use only. That's the Vermillion Cliffs straight ahead. Heck yeah. When I drive out of here, out about 3-4 miles down the road, there's a big sign. Good viewpoint for the Vermillion Cliffs. I've stopped there before. I'd say this is the start of the trail. You can hike all the way down to the water. That's got to be a couple miles down there. All right, well, let's keep rolling. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you can sign up for free newsletter. Put one out a couple times a month now. Also, we got the Armchair Traveler series for merch, hats, coffee mugs, t-shirts, RVerTV.tv. Plus, we got the mug shots. You can send in pictures. We'll feature your picture in the newsletter. Also, just started up a new thing called Where in the World Do You Watch RVerTV at? Take a picture of you guys watching the videos. Send them in, and we'll get you featured in the newsletter as well. And it's fun. Also, on the newsletter, there's free downloadable puzzles, stories about the travel, blogs, and we're also coming out with travel guides to where you can make reservations at different campgrounds, hotels, that kind of thing, and that's all free to download. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. Alright, well, right up here at the stop sign, I'm going to make a right. I'm only going to go down a couple miles. There's a big sign for Vermillion Cliffs and a great place to get a picture of them. Then I'm going to double back to Highway 89 and truck south. I got a lot of miles to do yet. I wasn't planning on spending all this time here, but couldn't help it. Wasn't that cool back in Lees Ferry? Oh my goodness, this is one to come back to. This is called Marble Canyon. They got little lodges, motels, gas station up here. Not a whole lot. Be sure you keep your tank full. Like from here to go all the way to the north rim, that's a long ways, a lot of miles. Make sure you fill up your fuel tank when you're traveling through these areas. It's few and far between the gas stations. Alright, I'm looking for a sign up here. It should be pretty close. Here it is. It's a perfect viewpoint. I've stopped here before to see the cliffs. Now in here it's free. There's no fees. You can just come in here, park alongside the road, one of these big areas, have a nice little lunch, enjoy the views. If you're heading towards the north rim of the canyon, or even back into Utah, you keep going, you'd end up right back up in Fredonia and Kanab, Utah. Kind of a big circle from where we started yesterday on this journey once I left Hurricane, Utah. Now that I've seen that sign that says piece of cake, I will never look at the cliffs the same. They do look like a piece of layered cake. That was a perfect description for them. This has been one of the best mornings I've had in a long time. What a pretty, pretty little journey. If I get up this way again, I'd definitely go down there and maybe see some rafts. Go down that little day use area. Okay, this is Highway 89. Got about 100 miles to get down to Flagstaff. Gonna be heading down before we get into Flagstaff. Once we get past Cameron, there's a bunch of ancient ruins. I thought it'd be fun to discover, kind of drive through. There's about a 40-mile long road you can take all the way through them. And then you end up down near that volcano. I think it's called Sunset Crater or something like that. Right as you're getting into Flagstaff. Journey never ends. Talk soon.